Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. This is something that I've been excited to do for a while now. Finally, the horrortube anthology called Lurking in the Dark has finally been released, and I am just going to go all through the stories separately and review them. So the first one is by our own wonderful, strange and creepy Pax Panic. So before I go into the story, let me just give Pax a shout out. I will have her channel linked down below, so I would highly recommend that you go and check out Pax's channel. Obviously that's not her real name, but for the purposes of this video, that's what I'm going to be referring to her as. Pax is a wonderfully creepy individual that talks about horror. She's really quirky. She doesn't care what anyone else thinks. She just does what she does, and she doesn't apologize for doing it. So I will have her channel linked down below, so once again, highly recommend Pax's channel out. So also a little fun fact as well, I waited up until midnight to read this book, specifically Pax's story first. It's not the reason why I bought the book or was excited to read it, but obviously I had to read Pax's story first. So I am going to give you my honest feedback and thoughts about her story. I'm not going to say it's wonderful just to, please her, or to think, oh, that's the typical, you're actually saying that her channel's awesome, and you're obviously going to be biased and say that her story is awesome. No, I'm going to give you my honest feedback here. So this story is called It's My Job by Pax Panic. And this is just going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding this story, and also this is going to be, I'm going to do my best to make it a spoiler-free video. I'm not going to give major spoilers away, but considering that it's only 5 pages long, I'll do my best. So this story throws you right in at the deep end and throws something weird at you right at the gate, saying that our main character has got paws. And this character is very protective over a female individual called Lady. Now, they are extremely close and they are always together. In fact, they are the only people in this book and the only characters. They are living with each other and everything seems to be okay, all good and alright, and nothing seems to be going wrong. Apart from one very important, very evil entity called Dark Thing. Now, while the story is going on, we aren't really sure about what exactly Dark Thing is. We know that our main character can smell it and see it, but it's not really described about what exactly Dark Thing is. As the story progresses, our main character hears words like terrible, horrible, invasion, killer, but he's not really sure about what them words actually mean. But in the end, we do find out what Dark Thing is. It's something that does appear in this story, and it's something that our main character has to confront and deal with. And in the process, he has to try to protect Lady in the process. So this story was a really good one. It's nothing new, it's nothing I haven't heard of before, it's nothing I haven't come across before, as the story and the concept of the story is very simplistic and it's nothing new. But this story is told from the perspective of a very unusual character. It's a character that we don't really see the perspective of much in horror movies nowadays, or in horror literature nowadays rather. But the pace, I suppose it does drag a little bit in places, and you want to say, okay, cool, this is interesting, but can we please get to the point and have the story moving on a little bit quicker. But that's just a really nitpicky thing that I can really think of. Throughout the story, Pax has sprinkled all these weird terms or unusual terms that I wasn't really sure about what they actually meant. And these terms are called alarm sounds, sound box, and warm water. Now, when you come across these, you're like, what the hell are these supposed to mean? But when you think about it, they make sense, and you know exactly, okay, that's what Pax was on about. That's what these terms are referring to. And also, when you're reading this, or when I was rather, I was trying to connect all the pieces up together. I was trying to understand everything as I was going along the story. As it's a very unusual story, but as you go through it, it makes more and more sense as you make your way to the end. At the beginning, or at the very first page rather, I was convinced it was about a certain topic or certain monster rather. But as I read a little bit more, I discovered that that wasn't the case, and I uncovered what the story was really about. So my advice to you is, if you do decide to read this book, or this story rather, which I highly recommend you do, this is Pax's first ever story, then I would just go into it and not really try to understand everything, but enjoy it. It's only 5 pages long, but don't rush through it. Take your time with it and enjoy it, and yeah, just have fun. So what I liked about it was the characters, and I liked the story, and despite how simplistic it was to me. But I suppose if I had only one complaint or criticism about this story, is that it had an open ending. I don't like open endings in books where it ends and it says, right, this is where it leaves off, and it just leaves the rest to the reader's imagination to fill in the blanks about, okay, what happened after it, or what happened after the story finished. And I don't like that in my stories. I like to have it more of a complete ending. But I didn't really like that in my stories. I like to have a more complete ending. Yes, you can have a little bit of mystery in it. You can have a little bit of, okay, what happened, or theories about the characters and about the plot. So I like a little bit of mystery, but I don't like it when it has an open ending. So I really would love to see and read more stuff from Pax. I really do think that she should continue writing stories. Because this is only 5 pages long, there wasn't really much for me to gauge whether she is a writer or whether she is destined to be a writer. But all I know is that I am intrigued to read more from her. Whether that's more short stories, poetry, or full-blown novels. So I'm going to rate It's My Job by Pax Panic a 3.5 stars out of 5. It was good, but it wasn't the best. But with that said, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. So guys, that has been my first review for my brand new series called Lurking in the Dark, and I will be coming back to you with another episode very, very soon. So thank you for watching, have a great day, and I will see you in my next video, guys.